My toxic friend desperately wants to be the center of attention. Challenge accepted. My best friend Alyssa has always been annoyingly insecure, especially about boys. She'd choose some different skinny, greasy boy every week and obsess over whether or not he liked her, and then it was on to the next one. Meanwhile, I started dating one of the few decent guys in our class when we were freshmen and we stayed together ever since. But Alyssa has never really dated anyone, because as soon as a guy does like her back she gets insanely needy and wants constant reassurance from him that he still likes her and that he thinks she's pretty, and honestly it's just a lot. When school started this year, Alyssa couldn't wait to tell me about her new boyfriend that she met over the summer. She said his name was Danny and he was in a band and drove a motorcycle. I was happy for her, and at first I wasn't suspicious, even though Danny did sound a little too good to be true. School started, and Alyssa talked about Danny to everyone constantly. She would find a way to make every conversation about Danny. If one of our friends had a problem with her boyfriend, she would say, "Wow, Danny would never treat me that way." If someone was going on vacation, Danny had been there dozens of times. If someone got a birthday present, Danny got her one twice as good. But every time I would ask her to invite Danny out with us or ask for a picture of him, she would change the subject. My boyfriend was convinced that Danny was fake and kept trying to get me to ask Alyssa, but I just couldn't do it. But one day I was over at Alyssa's house and she started playing with her phone and saying he was texting her, and when she got up to go to the bathroom, I couldn't control myself and I checked her phone. The only recent texts were from me and her mom. So when she came out of the bathroom, I confronted her and said, "I'm your best friend. You know you can tell me anything." She started crying and admitted that Danny was made up. She had met a boy named Danny over the summer who at least kind of met the description of the guy she was talking about, but he was just a guy she hung out with while she was at the beach and nothing had happened between them. She said it had been so hard all these years to watch me have a happy relationship while she was always alone. And I don't know, I kind of felt bad for her. She begged me to keep her secret, and I said I wouldn't tell anyone, but she really needed to end things with Danny fast and stop talking about him so much to everyone. She agreed that she would. But a couple months later, she and Danny were still going strong, and he was still the most perfect and amazing boyfriend. I was honestly kind of over her and her lies at this point and putting a bit of distance between us. But my birthday party was coming up and I wasn't about to uninvite her, since she was my oldest friend. My boyfriend had planned this really amazing party for me, and he even got my sister to come home from college for it, which I was really excited for because I missed her like crazy. Alyssa knew how big a deal the party was to me, but I guess I annoyed her talking about it too much leading up to it, because her Danny anecdotes really started to ramp up. I could barely mention the party at lunch to our friends without her saying how devastated she was that Danny wasn't going to be able to make it, and how Danny loved parties and threw the best party, and for her birthday over the summer Danny had blah 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 blah, you get it. About a week before the party, her stories took a new turn. Now, Danny had big news he needed to share with her, but he kept saying it wasn't the time yet. So now whenever there was any sort of lull in any conversation, she'd say, "So what do you guys think Danny's big news is?" and sit there beaming while all our friends speculated that he was taking her on a cruise or he was moving here to be close to her or he was going to propose. Obviously I didn't care because Danny isn't real. But then she took things too far. On the day of my party, Alyssa was late, which I thought was kind of weird, but I didn't really care. But all of a sudden Alyssa arrives at the restaurant, and she's a mess, mascara everywhere. She says she's so sorry she's late, but she just got off the phone with Danny, and he finally told her his big news: he has cancer. Everyone immediately rallied around her and started hugging and comforting her while she stuttered out the details of her fake boyfriend's fake treatment for his fake cancer. So I said, "Oh hell no, you couldn't let me have one night? Guys, he's not real. Danny doesn't exist." Alyssa told me I was crazy, so I said, "What's his last name? Alyssa? What's his Instagram handle? Alyssa? What's his phone number? Call him right now. Show us a text from him. Show us a picture of you together. Anything." And of course she had nothing. Everyone realized the truth and was disgusted that she'd made them worry about someone who didn't even exist having cancer. She started sobbing and told me that I ruined her life and ran out of the restaurant.